The year I was poorest. To earn the $200 perfect attendance bonus, I volunteered to become the school bully's personal assistant, clinging to him even during naps. One day, his fiancée suddenly appeared and tried to slash my pay from $200 to $15. As I wept bitterly while considering new employment options, Lucas unexpectedly kissed my cheek and mumbled, "The engagement's cancelled. Stop crying. I actually like you too." Me? That destitute year. I walked into a bank clutching $5, asking how to turn it into $500,000 quickly. The teller politely suggested I visit the hospital next door. Leaving empty-handed, I noticed Lucas Carter's lackey handing out recruitment flyers. A classmate in uniform whispered, "Lucas has anger issues. He transferred schools last time after crippling someone. Girl, don't risk your life for pocket change." "Thanks," I said, turning to leave until hearing the lackey shout, "$5 membership fee. $50 daily base pay plus $200 perfect attendance bonus." I whirled around, eyes gleaming. What counts as perfect attendance? The lackey pondered, "Stick by Lucas all day. Work diligently." "Deal. I'll nail that bonus every day." The concerned classmate muttered to friends, "Does she really think her life's worth less than $200? Well, my dad certainly does. He always calls me his worthless burden." Thus began my official employment in Lucas Carter's crew. My first assignment? Deliver his lunch. I lingered after setting down the thermal container, watching the broad-shouldered, narrow-hipped Adonis unveil steak, crab roe, lobster, garlic scallops, and eel rice, delicacies I'd never tasted. "Aren't you eating?" Lucas suddenly asked, clearly unnerved by my staring. "Broke. My last $5 went to the membership fee." I licked my lips hungrily. He raised an eyebrow. "What did you eat before?" "My last employer's leftovers." Meeting my earnest gaze, Lucas protectively clutched his lunchbox. "I'm germophobic." Distracted, his chopsticks fumbled a pork belly chunk onto the steps. Having eaten nothing in 2 days, I snatched the meat and swallowed it. The world spun as darkness crept in. "Shit! The food's poisoned." Lucas' voice echoed strangely, gulping down the pork. I steadied myself and stopped his 911 call. After several minutes, he realized it wasn't poisoning. I'd simply stood up too fast with low blood sugar. We stared at each other. "Can you get me steamed buns and pickles? Deduct it from my paycheck." Lucas silently texted someone. Soon, another lunchbox arrived. "Yours." He nodded. I opened it to find an identical luxury meal. "This must be a mistake. Custom order. You're built like a bean sprout, need proper nutrition. But, please." At the word please, I didn't stand on ceremony, wolfing down the food with grease smearing my lips. Whoever said school tough guys were scary clearly hadn't met Lucas. After stuffing the last bite into my mouth, I meticulously licked every drop of sauce from the chopsticks. "Lucas, you're the best." My cheeks bulged like a chipmunk's as I mumbled my thanks. "Lucas, don't eat things that fall on the ground anymore. Not even if it's under 3 seconds?" "No. I'll deduct 50 each time I catch you." "Okay." When Lucas wasn't smiling, his sharp jawline did look kinda intimidating. During school hours, we returned to our respective campuses. He attended the elite academy while I went to the dumpster fire that was 14th high. Thankfully, the two schools were only 40-something minutes of sprinting apart. As we parted, I overheard Lucas on the phone. "Are you sure that groupie you hired isn't a spy?" Emily looks at me like I'm a damn turkey leg. I swear her eyes glow green in the dark. I quietly pulled out my battered notebook documenting every employer's quirks. On a fresh page, I scribbled employer #250, dislikes female gaze and being compared to poultry. Whatever his lackey said in response made Lucas's face cycle through black rage to crimson blush. His expression even turning coy. "Well, 2 dudes, not my business." After 10 years in this gig, I've seen it all. That night, I pounced the moment Lucas exited school gates. All he saw was a drenched, wild-haired creature lunging from the shadows. The fearsome school tough guy actually squeaked, nearly dropping his backpack. Fortunately, he'd stayed an hour after evening classes. The deserted campus spared his reputation. Emily? It's Emily Johnson. I corrected helpfully. Why the hell are you lurking here? Chasing attendance bonuses sounded bad, so I opted to walk you home. Lucas froze. You sprinted 40 minutes just to walk me home? Yeah. Other kids' parents all picked them up. Thought you might have left with yours. The edge in his voice softened. My parents never, whatever. Let's go. It's close. Now that we'd stopped running, my legs shook like overcooked noodles. But $200 daily bonus meant $6,000 monthly, enough for tuition and maybe even KFC splurges. Gritting my teeth, I grabbed his arm for support. What are you doing? His low voice sounded strained. Protecting you from muggers. I deadpanned. You? Protecting me? His laugh carried night breeze. Cut the act. I know your real motive. Huh? Caught slacking already? I started withdrawing my hand. Suddenly he shifted closer. Hold tighter. Construction zone ahead. If you faint in the mud pit, I'm not fishing you out. After arriving home, I collapsed onto the sofa. Lucas took out a can of Wangzai milk from the refrigerator and handed it to me. Sweet. Cool. So this was what ambrosia tasted like. I cautiously extended my tongue, taking tiny sips each time to make it last longer. Emily, are you cosplaying a kitten? Huh? Lucas opened the fridge and placed an entire 6-pack of Wangzai milk before me. All yours. He paused before adding, team benefit. Free. Dizzied by this unexpected windfall, I blurted, Lucas, you're the kindest and most handsome employer I've ever met. The boy's lips twitched imperceptibly. Sweet talk doesn't work on me. Why not take a cab to 14th High? It's miles away. No money. Subway then, no money. Bus, no money. Lucas stared. You're telling me you don't even have $2? I nodded. Not a single cent. Your parents don't give you allowance? I've never met my mom. Dad took all my part-time earnings last month to pay his debts. Lucas lifted his razor-sharp eyelids. And you just handed it over? I refused. He yanked my hair and pried the money from my fists. After a long silence, Lucas spat. Garbage. Emily, how are you getting back to school later? I'm not going back. I straightened defensively. Returning now would ruin my perfect attendance bonus. The recruiter had emphasized I needed to stay the full day to claim the $200. Nothing, not even my employer, would stop me from getting that money. Lucas removed his jacket, undoing shirt buttons with a roguish smile. Sure about this? Should remind you, this house only has one single male. He emphasized the last 2 words. Even better. I cut in eagerly. This way I only needed to serve Lucas rather than his entire family. His gaze lingered on me before he muttered. She's serious? Since when do groupies get this bold? What? Nothing. I'm showering. Need help? I scurried after him, hands already reaching for the bathroom door handle. The offer slipped out automatically. Years of service jobs had conditioned my reflexes. Lucas choked, ears flushing crimson. No. Belatedly realizing my blunder, I stared at the floor. The handle came off in my hand with a damp squeak when I tried the door again. Leaning against the wall, Lucas drawled. Nice. Why the funeral face? It's just a broken door. How much do I owe you? I studied my shoes. Accidents happen. I peeked up hopefully. So, no charge if it's accidental? Otherwise? Back when I was washing dishes at the diner, the boss lady carried over a scalding pot of soup. She tripped, and I rushed to catch her. Ended up smashing a stack of plates and burning my arm. She called me clumsy and withheld my entire paycheck. Lucas listened intently, his expression growing increasingly fierce. Next time something like that happens, throw the damn soup in her face. I'll cover the medical bills. Let me catch you taking shit without fighting back again, $50 penalty. And don't you dare say you're with me. Lucas was perfect in every way, except his obsession with docking my pay. Just hearing about fines made my wallet ache. I jiggled the doorknob in my hand. Can I take this to sell for scrap? The boy paused as if encountering an alien concept before nodding. His gaze froze on my swollen, frostbitten hands. The chilblains had worsened in the sudden warmth, puffing up like overripe sausages after my earlier exertion. My last employer had fired me on the spot for showing these disgusting hands. I tried hiding them in my sleeves, but my 3-year-old sweater barely reached my wrists. Emily, Lucas drawled. You do realize our crew has image standards? My heart leapt to my throat. But he simply strode to his bedroom, returning to toss me a tube of hand cream and woolen gloves. Mom left these. Guest baths got new towels and preset water temperature. Don't touch the master suite. He paused at the broken bathroom door. You gonna peek? In my decade of odd jobs, this was a first. I hesitated. $5 per glance. How many looks you want? Lucas stared for 3 full seconds. Emily, what's your class rank at 14th high? 300 something, total students? 300 something. Why? Since when did gangsters care about report cards? He ruffled my hair. Promise me you'll actually try on reading comprehension questions. Okay. Roam anywhere except my room and bath. The moment his bathroom door closed, I raided the guest room's American soda stash. 6 cans later. I only startled when the toilet sprayed water at midnight. I'd crashed in employers' basements and storage closets before, never a proper bedroom. The king-sized bed felt surreal. I pinched myself repeatedly, half expecting to wake as Cinderella post-midnight. For the first time, sleep evaded me. Then through the wall, Lucas' gaming rage unfolded, 60 minutes of creative profanity no dream could conjure. Reassured by his vulgar lullaby, I finally drifted off. Morning chatter startled me awake. The recruit who'd brought me here was handing Lucas breakfast tacos when he spotted me. Whoa! His coffee cup clattered. Emily! What are you doing here? I was jolted awake by his shout. Mumbling in confusion. Didn't you arrange this? Ethan looked horrified. Lucas. I didn't. I never gave her your home address. I don't know what tricks she used to find this place. Lucas. You didn't compromise yourself. Did you? Lucas coolly interrupted. I brought her here. What? Ethan's confusion deepened. So that's why you suddenly told me to buy 3 breakfasts this morning? One was for her? She eats 2 portions. What about me? Lucas shot Ethan a cold glance. You've got limbs. Buy more yourself. By the way, forget about helping me pick out that turtle from the pet market. Ethan pouted, glancing between me and Lucas. Lucas. After killing 6 pets and 10 cacti, now you're keeping humans? Lucas hummed contentedly. Lucas. Ethan hesitated. People are different from cacti. When plants die, they're just gone. But young girls. What about young girls? You think I can't handle it? No. Not at all. While Lucas turned to arrange breakfast, Ethan started making exaggerated gestures toward the door, miming running fingers across his palm. I approached him. $200? Cash now? Ethan's fingers froze mid-air. Sighing, he pulled 2 red bills from his pocket, mouthing, "Good luck," before slipping out. Truthfully, I understood his warning. Lucas might seem fierce, but he wasn't that terrifying. compared to returning to my dorm where they called me retard and trash orphan, where they smashed soda bottles on my head while laughing. Being with Lucas felt safer. At this age when crushes bloom, classmates loved secretly pairing people. Emily. They'd sneer. We've got one extra girl. You'll have to marry the trash can. Perfect match with your stinky clothes. Their laughter exploded like firecrackers. Sometimes they'd shove me against the garbage bin, forcing me to bow while chanting wedding vows. 14 High was notorious city-wide for its lax discipline. Teachers would just make me stand outside to air out after finding garbage clinging to my clothes. I'd grown accustomed to disgusted glances, to perpetually tangled hair and grime-embedded shoes. My 17th year passed in monochrome gray. Never imagined I'd wear clean pajamas with hair smelling of shampoo someday. My comatose youth began stirring like dormant earth-sensing spring. Flesh regrew over barren soil where life once perished. Lucas set breakfast on the table. I devoured fried dough and eggs like a starved animal. Slow down. It's all yours. He sipped milk. Dyed hair glinting under the light. Emily. You've got nice features. Good personality. Hardworking. Kinda cute sometimes. Stop slouching and hugging walls. Walk tall. You're not inferior to anyone. Compliments about my appearance were rare. Only twice in memory. Today was one. The other time was when Dad's loan shark leered. Heard you're slow from childhood fever. But damn, you're growing up fine. His yellow-toothed partner chuckled. Too bad she's underage. Who cares? Her deadbeat dad won't protect her. Besides, the dummy won't understand. Bye, sweetheart. Uncle's busy today. His greasy palm slid across my cheek. My father stood beside me, bowing and scraping with an ingratiating smile. After the debt collectors left, he grabbed a wooden paddle and struck my back viciously. You worthless burden. Flirting with men at such a young age? Shameless little hussy. I dodged while protesting. I didn't. Talking back? I'll beat you dead. You money-draining trash. If only your mother had given birth to a son before dying. After that day, I stopped daring to return home. I developed the bad habit of walking with my head lowered, perpetually fearing that raised posture might invite groping hands. But Lucas was different. His gaze held pure, unrestrained vitality. Those pitch-black pupils reflected my face as if declaring, beauty isn't a crime. Back at school, I examined myself in the restroom mirror for the first time. Narrow shoulders, sallow complexion, round eyes, upturned nose, bloodless lips, sunken cheeks, and an unnaturally pointed chin. Emerging, I tried walking with lifted chin and steady gaze. Perhaps fueled by that morning's full breakfast. Each step felt grounded. Lucas bought the newest phone model and gave me his old one. For weeks afterward, Ethan transferred money daily at fixed times. When delayed in accepting payments, he'd message, "Still breathing?" "Yes." My replies stayed brief as I'd recently learned typing. But Ethan chattered, "Lucas hates loneliness. But school rumors keep people away. He keeps adopting pets but sucks at caring for them." I've buried his previous hamsters and watered dead plants. Not implying anything about you. Promise. Me. However, Lucas had treated past pets. He nurtured me with meticulous care. Though his team paid well, I saved every dollar for tuition, often skipping meals until caught sneaking instant noodle seasoning packets at midnight. Now Lucas drags me to lunch daily, randomly gifting strawberry hair clips, bubble wands, chocolate cookies, even an automatic wok for campus cooking. Today's present seemed normal, an elegant box containing 2 Christmas-themed hair ties. After fumbling with my hair, Lucas secured twin ponytails. "Emily, you like peanuts, right?" I nodded. His lips twitched. "There's this pink-haired anime girl obsessed with peanuts. You resemble her." Curious, I asked, "Which anime?" He handed me a binder crammed with study notes. Crack the top 200 in finals. And I'll take you to see it. Thank you, Lucas. Overcome. I hugged his waist tightly, nuzzling his shirt. Emily. His voice turned hoarse as he gently pushed me away, hunched slightly while tugging his shirt hem. Puzzled but elated. I clutched the study guide, grinning broadly. My slow-processing brain struggles to keep up in class. Every time I gathered the courage to ask questions in class, there would always be classmates sneering, "If your brain doesn't work, you wouldn't understand even if people explain it. Who are you trying to impress with all this effort?" If I were her, I'd just drop out and marry some farmer back in the village. Raising cows suits her better anyway. Lucas's notebook came as a godsend, excitedly stuffing it into my backpack. I was about to leave when the boy called out, "Emily, I'll take you shopping after school tonight." Not wanting to spend extra money, I declined politely. No need. School only allows uniforms. 2 sets are enough for changing. Lucas looked slightly uncomfortable. Just come with me. What I didn't expect was that when Lucas said shopping, he meant a lingerie store. Malnourished since childhood, I'd developed later than peers. With my mother absent, I'd never learned about puberty. When I first got my period in 7th grade before biology classes started, I'd panicked in the school bathroom until a kind senior girl lent me a pad and taught me to tie my jacket around my waist. Under Lucas's persistent feeding lately, my figure had gradually filled out without me realizing. The saleswoman measured me professionally while Lucas stood rigidly, gaze fixed on the floor tiles. "These styles suit your age, miss. Want your boyfriend to help choose?" she suggested after recording my measurements. "He's not my boyfriend. He's my boss," I hastily clarified. "Boss?" The saleswoman blinked before resuming her polished smile. "Of course. I understand." Lucas's lips twitched but remained silent as she explained. "This one's more comfortable. This has better lift. I'll take the cheapest option," I said, both to save money and spare Lucas's obvious discomfort. "Wait." Lucas finally spoke his first words since entering. "My treat. Get a better one." The saleswoman beamed. "Then I recommend the seamless contouring style. Pricey but popular with girls your age, many repurchase 4 or 5 times." Lucas's neck flushed crimson though his face stayed impassive. "That one." Walking back through the Villa District streets, we passed New Year's sparkler sellers by the river. Lucas bought a box. The bursting sparks cast dancing lights on the water, illuminating his sharp jawline and habitually stern brows that somehow looked gentle to me. "Lucas, you're so kind." I blurted out my thoughts. The boy tilted his head, corner of his mouth quirking up. "Only you think that. People just need to spend 5 minutes understanding you to see how wonderful you are." Leaning suddenly close with mischief and something tender in his eyes, he challenged. "Oh, how wonderful exactly?" I froze. Saved by the sparkler vendor's cheerful call, "Young couple, want to try our new heart-shaped sparklers? Don't just keep burning those sparklers. You too. Make a New Year's wish early, it's magical." I quickly seized the opportunity, holding out another sparkler. "Want to make one? I'll share." "Not necessary." I assumed Lucas meant he didn't need to make a wish. But the next second, the boy's warm palm brushed against mine as we both gripped the sparkler. His eyes closed. Mine followed. In those silent seconds, I heard my own heartbeat. "What did you wish for?" Opening my eyes, I found myself staring directly into Lucas's gaze. "It won't come true if I say it," I pouted, nudging the boy's chest with my elbow. "Then I'm keeping mine secret too." Only after completing the gesture did I remember Lucas was my employer. And truthfully, I'd always hated making wishes. Every one I'd ever made had crumbled to dust. After endless disappointments, I'd stopped expecting anything. I didn't know why it felt so natural this time. Maybe because Lucas was there. The semester finals results arrived faster than expected. I ranked 25th in class, 180th grade-wide. During parent-teacher conferences, my teacher publicly praised my improvement. When free discussion time began, Sophia yanked my test papers away. Look at Emily, all prettied up. Grades soaring. Strutting around like you own the place. Feeling proud? Give those back. My voice stayed calm. Life had changed since meeting Lucas. When I used to hunch like a shadow in corners, they'd find me, crude jokes. Shoves into trash cans. Yet when I stopped hiding, moving through the world unapologetically, they suddenly forgot me. The weeks before exams had been strangely peaceful. Emily, we all thought you were an orphan since your parents never showed. Turns out you've got a dad, a gambling addict. Sophia tore my papers in half. Old me would have swallowed the humiliation. Now Lucas's voice echoed, next time someone pulls this, throw water in their face. I unscrewed my thermos and drenched Sophia. The water had cooled overnight, no permanent burns. Still, she screamed, face flushing scarlet as the class turned. Dad! Sophia lunged toward the doorway. My gaze followed to two familiar faces, the greasy loan shark shielding Sophia. And beside him, my father. Emily! You worthless brat, always causing trouble. The man grabbed a mop handle. Advancing. I tried to run, but ancestral terror froze my blood. Legs paralyzed. Voice gone. I squeezed my eyes shut. Turns out life's hardest test isn't final exams. It's the dysfunctional family stuck in the mud, Emily. Lucas's voice seemed to cut through the chaos. The expected blow never came. I opened my eyes to find Lucas actually standing beside me. We agreed to watch the movie right after the parent-teacher conference. When you never came out, I had to come find you myself. His tone shifted as he glared at the middle-aged man. So this is that bastard father of yours? Still kicking. I see. With Lucas by my side, I gradually regained composure and pulled out my phone. Leave. Now. Or I'm calling the police. I hadn't called this man dad for years. Go ahead. A father disciplining his daughter is his goddamn right. Cops can't touch me. And you. Derek's finger barely pointed at Lucas's face before it got twisted at an unnatural angle. He collapsed screaming. Lucas mercilessly kicked him in the abdomen with practiced efficiency, leaving Derek gasping soundlessly on the floor. The classroom descended into chaos. Cold eyes turned to Sophia and her father. You little shit. I was ruling these streets before you were born. Derek wheezed, struggling to his feet. Today's your lucky day I didn't bring my crew. This isn't over. Sophia. We're leaving. But Dad, Sophia protested as her father dragged her away. Lucas stepped directly over Derek's prone form, pulling me along. 20 minutes till showtime. Plenty of time. Aren't you worried they'll call the police? I fretted. Small-time thugs like that always have warrants. Calling cops would be suicide. Relief washed over me. Then fresh concern surfaced. Some classmates were filming. What if they posted online? Wouldn't be the first time. Lucas shrugged. Remember sophomore year? That teacher's husband was beating her half to death. I broke his legs. Guess how that ended? They sued you? I ventured. Getting sharper. Emily. His lips quirked. You're picking up my bad habits. All my prepared comforting words evaporated. Instead, I blurted, Lucas, you've raised me well. Exceptionally well. Snowflakes dusted our hair when we emerged from the cinema. Lucas's phone kept buzzing until we returned home. When he finally took the call in his study. Our living arrangements had originally been strictly separate. That changed after Ethan warned me Lucas's parents discovered my presence and wanted me out. Terrified of losing my perfect attendance bonus, I'd knocked on Lucas's door at midnight with my pillow. He'd been gaming. I watched his avatar slaughter opponents until drowsiness loosened my tongue. Please don't make me leave. Since that night, his bedroom door stayed unlocked for me. The phone call lasted 30 minutes. As I prepared for bed, Ethan's text arrived. Breaking news: Lucas's parents returning tomorrow. Me, okay. Ethan, that's it? Where's the anxiety? You've changed. His message gave me pause. My calmness surprised even me somewhere along the way. I'd stopped doubting Lucas would choose me over his family's demands. I never did before. And I won't now. But Lucas is just my boss. After years of working, I should know better than anyone how unstable employer-employee relationships can be. Why do I always trust Lucas so easily? Ethan, yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Carter came back this time to arrange an engagement for Lucas. They planned to have him get engaged right after high school graduation and married after college. Should we call her his fiancée? I've already invited her into our team group chat. Me, okay. Ethan, Emily. There aren't many girls on our team. Try to get close to our future sister-in-law. Getting a raise should be easy then. Got it. I exited my chat with Ethan and opened the group. There was indeed a new admin. Everyone lined up to greet. Hi. Future sis-in-law. Then future sis-in-law posted, I don't understand the group notice about $200 daily attendance pay. Does anyone actually maintain perfect attendance? The chat went silent. Group owner Ethan at me, only one person has perfect attendance. She goes to bed early and might not see messages. Future sis-in-law, it's too hard for girls to maintain perfect attendance. Let's reduce the daily attendance bonus from $200 to $15. That way nobody will choose it. Ethan sent a question mark. Then quickly retracted it. The question mark reappeared in our private chat. Emily. Sis-in-law seems jealous of you. My attention focused entirely on the salary, so the attendance pay is really dropping to $15? Ethan, yep. Next morning, I got up early to pack. Lucas emerged from the bathroom to find me fully dressed. Emily. Where are you going? Back to dorm. Lucas frowned. Did Ethan tell you about my parents? Yeah. Lucas, I'll talk to my parents. Let's have breakfast first. I refused, no need. Lucas. I probably won't maintain perfect attendance anymore. The attendance pay was too low. Time to find a new employer. Returning to the dorm. All 5 roommates including Sophia greeted me politely. Probably because Sophia's father actually checked Lucas' background and realized he's untouchable. No time for small talk. Without the $200 attendance bonus, I needed multiple jobs to save enough for tuition and living expenses. Next day being weekend, I hit the streets early job hunting. Either schedules conflicted or wages were ridiculously low. After whole day searching, nothing worked out. Night fell with my stomach growling. I tore open a packet of instant noodle seasoning, sandwiched it between steamed buns, and washed it down with cold water. Remembering the $200 daily job I'd lost, misery overwhelmed me. Sunset unleashed emotions I'd suppressed. Tears spilled as I suddenly regretted my riverside wish. Should have wished for a good job instead. Mid-sob, footsteps approached behind me. I ducked my head, but the person circled around to stand before me. Those familiar shoes, Lucas Carter? I looked up, casually wiping away my tears. Emily. Stop crying. I called off the engagement. Actually, I like you too. Wait. Why did he say too? I stood up, tilting my head back. Lucas. What did you say? I'm not sure I understood. The boy's slender fingers gently brushed away the tear tracks on my face. A warm, fleeting touch lingered beneath my eye before disappearing. Lucas's unfairly handsome face loomed closer then retreated. Emily Johnson. Did you know you have a tear mole right here? His fingertip grazed the spot. My mind went blank. And no, never noticed. Every time I see this mole, it feels like it's guiding me to kiss right here. His breath warmed my skin. Wait. Lucas. Emily. Don't be sad anymore. I like you. I'm sorry I didn't say it sooner. Truth is, I started developing feelings when you first showed interest in me. I finally grasped a thread of clarity. When did I ever? At our first meeting. You stared at me like you wanted to devour me whole. Ethan said that's how girls act when they experience love at first sight. Isn't that true? His confusion mirrored mine moments earlier. I blinked, suppressing a smile. Well, it could also mean. Now Lucas looked utterly lost. What do you mean could also? Emily, don't you like me? His usual cool demeanor cracked, hands trembling slightly as he fought to maintain composure. It's okay if you don't. I'll start pursuing you properly from now. Lucas Carter. I like you. The words tumbled out. I liked Lucas Carter, though I couldn't pinpoint the exact moment my heart shifted. By the time I noticed, it had already become irreversible. Joy overflowed in his eyes. Emily, does this mean we're together now? I shook my head. Let's wait until college. He ruffled my hair, sunset painting crimson streaks across his face. All right. Your call. As the dying sunlight bathed the sky, my mind stubbornly circled back to those 200 yuan. Emily, my parents want to cover all your education expenses. Really? Why? I leaned forward eagerly, our fingers accidentally brushing. Lucas intertwined our hands, refusing to let go. Remember your award-winning essay from 9th grade? My mom became obsessed with it, even printed copies. She's been wanting to meet the author since returning from abroad. Never imagined her admired writer has been right beside me all along. He pinched my cheek playfully. Turns out our Emily's a literary genius. Which essay did she read? Planting Stars in the Mud. I reread it last night. Oh, by the way. I bit my lip. What exactly did you wish for by the river that day? Lucas crooked his finger. I leaned in until his warm breath tickled my ear, secret. In those final seconds before darkness claimed his vision, Lucas Carter prayed with desperate sincerity, if possible. Let me meet Emily Johnson sooner in our next lifetime. The earlier the intervention, the better. He wished he could take 3-year-old Emily Johnson to the hospital for her high fever. He wanted to shield 5-year-old Emily from her first beating by Derek Brown. He hoped she'd never hear the words worthless burden. He prayed her teenage years would shine as brightly as the stars, free from worries. Yet his Emily proved far more resilient than he'd ever imagined. Even rooted in mud, she managed to cultivate starlight in the filth.